Hi guys, I'm Piyusha and I am so happy to be GlobalSpa Fit and Fab. So when you talk about fitness mantra, I really don't have a fitness mantra as such, but I am one person who is in love with life and who wants to live every moment to its full potential. And for that, I think it's very important to be very energetic, very agile, have a lot of stamina. Like I'm a proud mother to an 8-year-old and she has boundless energy. And I love creating precious moments with her, maybe, dancing with her or going out with her. And the same way I have a dog, so if I take him for a brisk walk or I'm doing a game of fetch, I can do all this only when my body supports it. And that's the reason I want to be fit. I don't want to be fit just because, society has certain standards that you need to be size 0, size this. I don't want to be in specific aesthetics. I just want to be fit to live life, and not only physically, mentally also, because if I am good in my brain, if I have good thoughts, good hormones running, I think I can create a very positive atmosphere at my place, around people around me. Because I always believe, fitness is 95% mental and just 5% physical. So that's the reason that's my mantra basically. So I just want my mind, body and soul to be in harmony. And yes, cheers to fitness in every form and every size. So again, as I said, wellness, I think it's very personal to everyone. And, I'm not one person who's into fleeting trends or who wants to have, these fad diets and fad looks. I'm not into it. I think wellness is something, what do you think is wellness? For me, it is something that makes me feel good about myself, something that releases good hormone in my system. Now, that could be something as simple as having a cup of coffee, sitting with my child and discussing about a day. So anything that brings pleasure to you, I think that's the criteria of wellness. And, I have never been a person who's into hardcore gymming and lifting weights and all of this. I think I found my happiness in simple, precious moments with my loved ones. And I know it sounds very cliche, but I really love to shoot. I love to be in front of the camera. And that is therapy for me. I love to travel. And when I'm traveling, I think my mind is just so focused and it's blank from the outside noise. I think twice in my life, twice are two moments that I really feel really well inside is when I'm shooting and when, I'm with my child. So I think that is wellness for me. And, I don't do a lot of these fitness things, but I love to walk. And I just go on long walks and I put my favorite music, could be an Urdu music, could be a ghazal, and I go for long walks. And I'm so cut off from the world at that point in time. It's just me and my life, it's a point of introspection for me. So I think that's wellness for me, yeah. So as I said, I'm one person very against fad diets, but I like to stick to very local and seasonal stuff. Now, thankfully, I am in the field of traveling, so I get to try a lot of local food across the globe. But wherever I am, I try sourcing things which are local. Anything that comes out of wrappers and plastics, I try avoiding it. As I always say, my mother used to say, something that is perishable is something that is good for your health. So if you follow that, I think you're going on the right path. Now, if, for example, even a protein powder, a lot of my friends have it and nothing against it, but I would rather have a bowl of sattu. I don't know if you know sattu, it's a rural areas, we get that a lot, but I would rather have that. So for me, it's about locally grown things because they are fresher and it also builds a community, a relationship with the place. So yeah, that's what I believe in, locally sourced. And fitness wise, again, I believe fitness is a journey. It's not a destination. There is no goalpost that I have that I have to reach this and then, the journey stops. So I don't want to deprive myself, Food has to be very fluid. Food has to be joyful. Food has to, bring smile to your face. And that's the reason I stick to what I told you now. And I believe in a lot of Ayurvedic and homemade stuff. I know a lot of brands are going to stop working with me after hearing all this, but I believe in food that causes less inflammation in your body. Like I start my day with a haldi water with ginger, and I have a lot of water, cinnamon water, cumin seeds, fennel seeds. I don't like water otherwise, so I like mixing it with things and I have it. So I think that is what, if you stick to nature, if you stick to your roots, you are at the right path. And yeah, that's it. And one thing that I believe in, you have to talk to your body. Your body is your best friend. At any given point in time, if you just look inside, your body will tell you what it needs. So for me, I think, I've never loved water. I know we need a lot of hydration, but I just cannot have plain water. So I found my way around it and I started adding all these healthy things in it, whether it's giloy or whether it's cinnamon, whether it's fennel seeds, carom seeds. Turmeric is my hardcore favorite, see even my color. So turmeric is my hardcore favorite. I start my day with it. And if you come to my house where the garbage is sorted, 20% of my garbage is dry, rest 80% is wet garbage. That's a sign that the healthy food is coming in the house, because wrappers, packets are an absolute no for me. As I gave you a lot of examples. And I also believe that, if you deprive your body craves it all the more. So have everything. Moderation is the key, but at the same time, be very flexible with your habits. And like again, we go to a restaurant, or people want to have lamb chops from New Zealand and avocados from wherever. Why not? India has so much of variety of food, or wherever I travel. So I try consuming all the local stuff, and it's actually very yummy. So I think that's working for me well. Now, forget about me, even my dog. He does not eat dog food. He eats a lot of boiled eggs and papaya and mashed potatoes with curd and broth. So, and he's having a very healthy life. Rather, he's having such healthier life compared to a lot of other dogs. No, that's not to be said. So even my dog, for that matter, does not eat packaged food. We give him a lot of food like boiled eggs and papayas and chicken broth, and he is a very happy and a very healthy dog. So I don't know why we need to go back to chemicals. Why do we need to go to something which has a shelf life of months altogether? The bacteria also, they're very intelligent. They only target food which they know is healthy. And that's the reason you will find perishable stuff to always be healthier than the packaged food. So it's not that difficult, trust me. It's just small little changes that you have to make in life. Just be a little mindful, and yeah, wellness is right there. It's the easiest thing to follow, trust you me. We women, for that matter, we have a lot of facets to our personality. And I believe every facet needs to be satisfied totally, to be taken care of. So as you all know, I run a software company as well, and I love to do this content creation. This is my passion. And of course, I'm mother to gorgeous kid, which is also a very demanding job. So sometimes, how I feel like, have you been to a circus and have you seen a joker who has so many glass balls in hand, and he's just juggling the balls, and till the time that, he makes sure no ball falls down. So my life sometimes to me does feel like that. I'm just juggling and juggling. But, I'm so grateful that I have such great family support. My team, they are fantastic, and they've always been by my side. And that's the reason I think I'm able to take care of everything that I love to do. And also, I believe when I'm in one zone, I'm in that zone. When I'm a mother, I'm not a professional CEO, or I'm not a content creator. But when I'm shooting for a brand, then for that minute, I forget that I'm a mother, or, I'm running a business. No. So wherever you are, your mind should be so focused. I work with blinders on. Then nothing distracts me. So whenever you're doing something, give it your 200%. The time slot when I spend with my daughter, my phone is not to be even seen around. So it's never about the quantity, it's just about the quality that we spend doing things that we love to do. So I think that's how I'm maintaining work-life balance. And I think, if I leave one of these things apart, I won't be happy in my mind, because I love all of them and I want to, do everything. So again, moderation is the key. So luxury, I think, is something very personal for all of us. We all have different definitions, and we all have different way of looking at it. Something which is very luxurious for me might not have any value for anyone else. But for me, luxury, when I talk about it, it's all about aspiration. It's all about kash, ki kash mere paas hi hota. And I think the biggest motivation in life we have is always a kash. They say, of course, milne ke baad sab mitti barabar, but jab tak wo milta nahi hai na, I work really hard for it. That's my idea of working for luxury. Now, for me, luxury is traveling, going to exotic destinations, beautiful resorts, untouched by humans. Those kind of places is my definition of luxury. But for my sister, it could be just, the latest collection from LV, or a nice Birkin bag. Or for my father, it could have been a very aged into barrel single malt collection, cognacs, a cigar collection. For my mother, could be a very nice art piece hanging in our, in our living room. So it's a very different definition of luxury for everyone. But I think luxury in the end is something that gives you happiness, and that makes you push your boundaries, that makes you work harder to achieve it. And I think that's how I define luxury. I think luxury has nothing to do with money. It's all in the mind. It's just happiness. And I have termed this as synonym for luxury, I think. So to understand this, I have to take you a little back in my childhood. So I'm a hardcore military kid. My dad was in the Air Force as a pilot, flying the best of the fighter aircrafts that we have. And it was such a proud feeling to be having that kind of upbringing, because I think that made me a people's person, because we used to have so many change of bases, and I had a best friend in every town, So I think that fluidity in me, that like my team says now, that you are like water, you adjust in every situation. I think this is all thanks to a military upbringing. And I did my master's in my computer science, and when I had to open a business, so there's nothing else I knew other than computers. So that's the company I started 15 years ago, and now it's a multinational in across 54 countries, 54 nations now. But this business is getting me money, it's getting my bread, butter, single malt on the table. But I always yearn for a creative side, because that was never me. I wanted to be creative, I wanted to be wild, I wanted to express my thoughts. And I think I'm fortunate enough that I got a second chance in life and I started content creation. And this is something I really love to do, When I wake up in the morning, if you tell me today we are going for a board meeting, I don't want to get up. But if you tell me we are shooting at 4 in the morning, I'll be happily, ready with full makeup on. Because this is something, ये शिद्दत वाला प्यार है. This is the definition for me. This work, I really love doing this. That's the reason I'm doing it here. Yes, the advice my parents told me, my father just told me one thing, dream about the sky. I think he spent too much time in the sky, so he always told me this. And he said, you have to dream, be audacious. Don't think that what others are going to think. You carve your own way. Just remember one thing, you have to have hard work. There is no shortcut to success. Confidence comes from success, and success only comes from hard work. There is no other way to go around it. And one line that he always told me and I always remember is कि हम हमेशा कामयाबी के पीछे भागते हैं, पर कामयाबी हमेशा और हमेशा मेहनत के पीछे भागती है. So when you're working hard, it will happen. Not today, maybe tomorrow, but it has to happen. Until when it will not happen. So that's what I follow. कि कब तक नहीं होगा, कभी ना कभी तो होगा ही होगा. And that's how I work. So, I meet a lot of people in life, being in this profession. And, it's very unfortunate, it's very sad that I meet a lot of people whose passion and whose profession, they are not aligned. They are doing things because they have to do, their bills to be paid, their families to be run, but they don't enjoy this. So जब भगवान ने मुझे दूसरा chance दिया ना to do what I really want to do, not what that I need to do. This is my desire. So I grabbed it with both hands, and now I think this is wellness for me. It releases good hormones in me. So yeah, this is my definition of wellness. It is, of course, an incredible feeling. It is overwhelming. It is motivating. It's, I think I'm short on word. How do I express that? I have a lot of gratitude for this. And, when you work really hard for something and somebody appreciates that, somebody notices that, I think there is no feeling better than that. And for me, I've really worked very hard from scratch to do this. And this particular award, it is going to make me push my boundaries even more. I'm going to concentrate on my craft even more now, and I'll make sure that I add value to places that I go, add value to the brands that I work with, and this is just a beginning. I'm sure we have a long way to go, and I just want to thank you, GlobalSpa, for the support, for the faith that you have shown in me, and I really don't know what else to say. Thank you. I know thank you is too small a word sometimes, but I don't have a better word right now to express my feelings.